Connecting to your own body will not only give you more pleasure, but more direction in your life. And how you can connect to your own body in times of despair, you will figure it out now. Thank yourself for sticking to your own struggles for that long, because a lot of people have given up by now, by all the things you have experienced so far. I want to start honoring you with this video because I think we need to do it more in our everyday lives. First of all, what is pleasure to you and what gives you joy? How can you feel pleasure in the sensations of your body? And how do you live it? How do you share your connection to your own body, and how do you live pleasure? Pleasure not only in a romantic way or a sexual way, but pleasure in a wholesome way. What foods bring you pleasure? What environments invoke beauty in yourself? And why is that so important? Because we put so much pressure on ourselves to form a personality or a persona that serves others instead of what our authentic needs are. And by the way, our needs are changing all the time. So we cannot expect ourselves to stay the same. We should embrace change. And how we can do that is by daily connecting to our own body, because our body tells us the information of what feels good for us and where we can challenge ourselves more. A lot of us feel a lot of pressure on ourselves in this culture, whether it's in your work environment, in your friendships, you're changing relationships, you're changing opportunities, and you're looking out for new opportunities. What kind of role plays sexuality in this? It's the natural expression of our desires and what comes from inside out. So we have a lot of taboo in lots of parts in this world around pleasure, around physical pleasure. And of course, we can physically train our body and then get along with some kind of beauty norms and then feel beautiful and get this affirmation from the outside. What is lacking though is if we don't explore our own needs, and that will bring us a dysfunctional pattern within relationships, because if you cannot communicate what you like and what brings you pleasure, you will feel that you are betraying the other person. You will either pretend that you like something that you don't, or you just confuse the other person, you confuse yourself, you accept physical touch in a way that is not serving you, or you touch others in a way that is not serving them. So for a more healthy connection to each other, it's very nice to practice self-pleasure on yourself and to look into tantric theories and learn more about how you can build up a long-lasting feeling of pleasure and how you can invoke this desire within yourself. So whenever you are alone this next time, make yourself comfortable in your bedroom or wherever is peaceful to you and wherever you are not disturbing other people. This is very important, because when it comes to expressing our own needs and standing up for our unique rights and needs, it's also nice to consider others, and it's even more empowering to make it in a way that is not disturbing others. It should not be provoking others when you express yourself or your sexual needs or your internal power. It should liberate others. You should feel liberated, and that's why it's important that you do those steps in a conscious way. So it's nothing that I ask for you that you should challenge yourself so much that you do this on a daily and then put this on yourself as a burden. It's more like find a moment here and there where you can be quiet in silence and then just feel your tummy, for example. Touch your tummy and just push it like for a few centimeters and feel if your organs are hurting, for example. Like this is a basic tradition to do, just touching your organs. And if it's icky, for example, that is signaling some inflammation, basically. This is no medical advice, this is like basic information. And you can start by touching yourself and touching the parts of your body that you feel you have tense feeling inside, or you can start gently stroking those parts, like gently and slowly touching your own skin and feeling your biggest organ, which is your skin. And then another thing, you can use natural products on your skin in order to detox your skin and in order to let your skin breathe. And that's how you get more information, more signals from the outside. If you put so much chemicals inside of your body from the outside, you will soak them in and you will have information in your body that is not really natural. So if you want to make it yourself easier to yourself to feel your intuition and what you really like, then just start using natural products or no chemical products whatsoever, because everything you put on your skin is coming inside of your body. So whenever you are laying down now or making yourself comfortable, you can also make yourself a tea or a fresh juice that you would like to enjoy. You can ground yourself by being bare feet on the ground. You can look for more nature places nearby and let your ears, let your eyes wander around and soak in the beauty around you. This is also a way to inform your internal self that, look, I'm inviting beauty inside of me, I'm appreciating what I'm seeing in the outside, and I'm willing to look out for the things that serve me and that make me feel relaxed. Another thing, of course, breath work and breathing in consciously is a very, very benefit to do, because you are basically receiving in a kind way, in an open way, all the beauty around you. When you place yourself in a nature spot and you are consciously breathing in, like for 4 minutes, for 10 minutes, or even 20 minutes, you are relaxing your nervous system. It's like kind of like a meditation. You are slowing down your heart rate, and you're starting to feel content with where you are. It's no rush. I mean, in our modern society, a lot of people feel rushed into portraying kind of persona, and breathing in on a consciously basis will enable you to see and release pressure from yourself, and that's why you can release pressure from others. You're not pressuring your partner or your partners, or you're in relationships, the other person to meet your needs. You are opening up a conversation to be open, to find a middle ground or to find a win-win scenario in any relationship, whether it's business, school, relationship, or sexual encounters. So another thing that you can do is then, if you lay down or if you're in nature in a private session, in a private spot, start feeling into the desire you feel in your genitals, for example. If you feel nothing that may indicate that you are numb or that your hormones are disbalanced, so be passionate with yourself. Don't put pressure on you for feeling more pleasure, of feeling more sexual energy. Don't put yourself on this burden. Just slowly inform your body that you're listening, that you're willing to give yourself enough room to invite new feelings, to invite new desire, and to make it a conscious act for you as a human to accept your natural needs. So this is also important for men, because there is a lot taboo around what we think that divine masculinity means or what masculinity means. And a lot of us have this stigma around that men are animalistic and that they get what they want, when in fact every one of us has natural needs which we can confidently express or state to our partners, and then look deliberately out for people that can meet and would love to meet our needs, instead of pushing our needs onto others, which can be in a lot of cases even violent. And we don't want to put this violence energy towards others. We don't want to feel shame around our own sexuality. We would love to feel empowered. We would love to feel liberated, confident, wanted, and seen. So another thing that we can do, especially for women, is to not rush when we are self-pleasuring, to not put so hard touch on your genitals or on your erotic zones. It's more about gently starting to feel yourself without the end goal. And this is a tantric fundament, to not come to the point fast or don't orgasm fast. Is more like to embrace what is inside of you without a goal. And just let this information sink in, this is a fundamental information for everyone. I think this information should be enabled and available to everyone, even to young adults and teenagers, because when we learn how to navigate through our own feelings, we see so many information that are chaotic and disinforming, when in fact we are our own best teachers when it comes to self-pleasuring, when it comes to meeting our own needs. So we need to become a pro in what we like, and it's a lifelong journey. I mean, we have so much things to explore, and our bodies are changing with age. And not that we lose our touch to connection, it's more that we change and we evolve as a person. And of course we can transform, we can better our life habits, the way we eat, and then even build more stamina or like more life force energy within ourselves. That means it can get better and better with age. And I want to encourage all of us to connect to each other more, to be more understanding, and to stand up for what we want, and especially if we don't want something, to speak up and to say no. Unfortunately, this is still not a common thing to do for a lot of vulnerable people, either man or woman. I'm talking more about vulnerable minorities or people of color. So I want to encourage all of us to stand up for our own personal desires, stand up for our own personal unique traits, and find places and people and cultures that are open to meet those needs and that are inviting for us to speak about those things. And even if you are not in a world where everything you want to see is not manifested yet, you play a significant role in changing this world around the way that you would love to see, that you would love to see that children learn how to connect to themselves. You want to see people that are able to say no, that are able to speak up for themselves. It should not be a privilege to elites or to people who are born in educated environments. It should be not a question of economic significance. It should be a normal human right to state what we want and to be so strong personally that we can look out for the circumstances that benefit us and then help us develop a more sustainable outcome, more inviting practice of being human. Thank you so much for watching, and wish you all the best.